How are you doing? I'm Jason Woodworth-Hou, and I'm here to show you a midterm project for what will become a much larger app, X-Story, the ghosting of the present. X-Story, the idea came from a project that I have been working on in augmented reality to recreate the first UGA football game in AR, standing on Hurdy Field. But one of the things that I really loved about this project was the ability to go to historical buildings and historical areas in the UGA campus, be able to find the exact architecture and take pictures, in contemporary pictures of ourselves, of friends, and superimpose them on the historical picture. So I have an idea for an app that goes around that. And the first part of the app is to actually discover the places these photos were taken. So this is what this midterm project is about. So you could see here, this would be a page that you would open up onto within the app called UGA Historical Sites. And in this app, the top, you can actually, eventually down the road, when you get it programmed correctly, you can open it up. Oh, let's see here. You can open this portion up, and you can label portions of the map of UGA campus. You can see here there's a little blue dot that I've created that when I press this, add your own location, will then put a pin where you would like it. Later on down the road, I'm going to have a form that is filled out for every location. Now, the reason you would put a pin there is that you've also uploaded an historical photo of that particular area. And the pin symbolizes where the actual photo was taken at the time. So as I go back to the beginning here, you could see that Moore College is listed here. And here's an old team photo from 1894. And as you click on the picture, it then takes you to Moore College and exactly where that photo was taken in reference to Moore College. Okay, let's blow this up into a larger view so we can see the rest here. So we have the UGA chapel, and you can see here this is when the bell tower was still up on top of the chapel in 1875. And as you click on it, you can then see where that photo was taken. Here's our chapel, and here is the location of the photo. Okay, one of my favorite photos from this project here is the Yahoo boys from Old College. Old College was a dormitory, and this picture was taken in 1893. My project is around the first football game, so it is very likely that these freshmen and sophomores at the dormitory were attending that game in 1892. And as you can see, they are quite the Yahoos. There's drinking going on. There's boys playing the racket, holding a baseball bat in a threatening way. So they seem like maybe some typical freshmen and sophomores at UGA still. And if you go into the map, you can see with the location of where this photo was taken. I forgot to mention too, we can also click on these and you can see an expanded version. It says Yahoo Boys 1893 Old College. So there's that. Then onto Sanford Stadium. This picture was taken in 1929 when UGA had their first game at Sanford Stadium, and they played Yale and won 15-0 against Yale. Again, you can see the location of where that first photo was taken on Sanford Stadium today. Now, not all of UGA's history is pleasant, and it is important that we recognize all of the things that have happened on our campus, whether pleasant or unpleasant, because they do identify who we are and make up our identity as a community. So here's a picture from the UGA Arch when a group of white students were protesting the admission of Charlene Hunter, one of UGA's first black students. They stood in her way at the Arch, trying to prevent her from getting through to be admitted into the university. This was in 1961. This photo was taken at the Arch, and you can see here where the actual location of that photo was. Along those same themes of trouble, there's a few more here. A military building in protest of the Vietnam War in 1968. And you can see here that Che lives, and I would imagine that would be Che Guevara that they're referring to, and it's spray painted outside of the military building, right close to Grady. So you can see here's Grady, and here is the military building. Then we have Baldwin Hall, used to be Linen Town. The city of Athens, they claimed eminent domain over the American neighborhood of Linen Town, had it demolished in 1962 to 1968. This photo was taken in 1943, and it was taken from what would be the Tate Center today, or back then it would have been the old Sanford Stadium before it had moved a little bit further to the east. And then finally, a photo from North Campus in 1900, and this photo was taken just very near the Takiera tsunami, and then was taken off into this corner here. This photo was there in 1900. So that's the project that I've done for midterm so far, and I will walk you now through a little bit of the programming. And you can see that there are 4 pages. We have content view, we have a build your own view, which is specific to the map where you have to put your own pins, a map view, which is used for the location of the historical places right now, and then a map view 2, which is the map that is used for the interactive map. The most important thing about this program is that it is versatile, and we can start plugging in location names, the subject, location pictures, as easily as possible later down the road. So we want the ability to do our own programming on the app, and also the ability for the user to fill out a form whenever they put in their own historical photo, to fill out a form so it can be plugged into this as well. As you can see, there are very specific X and Y coordinates for latitude and longitude, and here is the work that we have on the original content view page. The build your own view page is very similar, but it only specializes in keeping track of the map and the coordinates. Down the road, one of the things that I need to work on right away is the ability to find the latitude and longitude of the areas that the user is locating and be able to plug those in immediately with the rest of the form for the historical photo that they want to insert as well. Then we have the map view, which had an awful lot of variables that we had to work with in order to locate exactly each of those points on latitude and longitude. And then the map view 2, which is the finding their own location, and this pin is specific to North Campus. Let's talk about what got me so excited about this in the first place. So you can see here's a photo of the 1894 team. And one of the things that I noticed as I had looked at this photo over and over and over again were the doors that you can see at the top of these stairs. And I realized that, hey, I think I've seen these doors before. I think they actually are on the Moore College doors on the north end of the building. So what I did was that I went and I took my wife and my son one night, and we went and found those exact stairs and the doors. They were exactly the same. And so took those and then superimposed them, the photo, with my son and my wife. And the idea then behind our app would be so that users can insert themselves into historical photos, really feeling a connection of identity and having more of an appreciation of their heritage, and be able to show off the spaces that they've been and feel that presence of the people that were once there through the use of the architecture to line those photos up together. So that is X Story, the ghosting of the present. So I really hope that by final time I'll have something even more advanced to show. I'd really like to have the camera completed by that time, and I look forward to bringing you more on X Story.